today celebrating the Women's International Day. So I'm just removing everybody, and Rosemary's video is going to be pinned. So only her is going to be in the presentation. So please go ahead, and very happy to be here, that you're here, Rosemary. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I clicked the mute too quickly. Thank you very much. So I believe I've only got 25 minutes. So I will be going through this quite quickly. Normally my sessions are much longer, but I will endeavor to stick to the time. So thank you very much. So it's International Women's Day, and so many of us around the globe are feeling challenged around our confidence and what's going on with feeling good about ourselves. So for me, it's so important to lift up other women. I am very confident myself. I haven't just arrived on this earth like this, but I spend a lot of time working on myself. It also helps with what I do for a living. So I always want to share and help to lift and raise other women. So today is building self-confidence to help you thrive. So I will move on. So a little bit about me. I am a speaker, coach, a mentor, and a facilitator. My work involves, I work with women around leadership and mindset to help them build their confidence and thrive in what they do. And I also work with organizations who are committed to investing in their talent within the organization whilst supporting diversity and inclusion. That's obviously very important to me. I'm a woman and I'm a Black woman. So I want to be contributing to organizations who value others, who are really important to the organization. That's just a little bit about me. It's not the me show. I'm going to share what you can do. So today I'm going to cover self-belief, how it creates or denies your power. I'm going to be talking about some self-reflection. So I'll be asking you some questions for you to answer privately, because we're all going to be on mute, but you're welcome to discuss with me after the session if there's anything that arises from you when I ask the question. I'll be talking about you, how you make choices around your behavior and what action you can take. And I'll share some practical tools for you as well. So this is your session. I'll be speaking for, I think, 20 minutes. We've already dipped into the time now, but there will also be a meet the speaker session after this. So if you've got anything that you want to discuss with me. So first I want to say, I've never met a truly confident person, a truly confident soul who speaks badly of themselves or others. That true inner confidence that comes from within allows you to feel empowered so that you don't have to tear anybody else down. You celebrate other people, you give of yourself, and you encourage other people. So when you are truly confident in yourself, you have no need to drag other people down. This gossiping and talking behind people's backs, etc., that doesn't exist when you are true in yourself. So I just want to leave that phrase in your mind there. And that's what you need to work towards when you're truly confident, that you don't speak badly of yourself or others. So what is this confidence? What is confidence? So for me, confidence is a state of mind. It's how you think. So you can be not particularly confident in doing something, but you work towards finding a way to do the thing that you don't feel good about, or the thing that you don't feel capable of. So what do I mean by that? You can have two people. Here are two women who have, you could be the two people that have exactly the same abilities, exactly the same education, exactly the same experience, but one of them constantly doubts herself and the other one believes in herself and believes in her abilities. The only difference between the two of them is the way they think. If your thinking doesn't allow you to be confident, that's what needs to change. The way you think, your mindset approach. That is the most powerful thing you can do to help yourself. Change the way you speak to yourself. Change the way your thoughts come out to yourself. And there's some ways that you start doing that. So your self-belief, do you believe in yourself? What do you say to yourself on a daily basis? What words of encouragement do you use? So your self-belief either creates or it denies your power. It either makes you feel strong or it weakens you. It's a choice. Your self-talk, how do you talk to yourself? I hear women all the time saying, I can't do that. It's not possible. It's difficult. It's hard. I'm not good enough. I'm not as good as Susan. I'm not as good as Maria. She's more clever than me. He's more clever than me. That self-talk will take away all your power and it will stop your motivation. If you're saying to yourself, I can't, you'll feel demotivated. You won't feel that power, that energy to try and do things, to even attempt to do things. So that's really important, that self-belief. What do you say to yourself? And it's the deciding factor in the action you take. Because if you're saying to yourself, I can't do that, then you're going to behave in that way. You're going to sit on the couch and you're going to say, I can't do that. If you say, I can do that, I will do that, you will find a way, you'll find the expertise, you'll find someone to help you, you'll find someone to ask, you'll take a course, but you will take action to believe in yourself to achieve what it is that you want to do, especially around feeling more confident and more belief in yourself. And through this, your self-belief leads to your self-talk. So if you don't believe you're capable of doing something, then you're going to say things like, I can't do it, I won't do it, I'm not good enough. So what does your self-belief say about you? What does it say about you? When you talk to yourself, do you say, I'm going to try, or I will do this? What do you say every day? Or how encouraging are you to yourself? You know, when you speak to yourself, if you were speaking to someone else, would you say the same words to someone else? Would you be as encouraging or discouraging to someone else? So the things that we say to ourselves can be quite mean, can be quite unhelpful. So what does your self-talk say about you? Be mindful of the way you speak to yourself. If you find yourself speaking to yourself in a nasty, not very encouraging way, what can you do differently? Would you speak that way to someone else? So please be kinder to yourself. Start looking at the language, start becoming more aware of the types of things that you say to yourself that are not particularly helpful or encouraging. Because there is a cause and effect. When you fear when you don't have faith in your abilities, when you fear the outcome, you fear failure, you fear what other people will say, you fear what you can't do, there's a domino effect and all your actions continue. So when you start that fear, everything you do comes from fear and scarcity and being afraid. I don't know if anything good can come from being fearful all the time. Sometimes fear is good, sometimes it propels you to take action, but often fear stops you from moving forward and will just knock you down like a domino effect. You might be someone who says greatness happens to others, greatness doesn't happen to me. Greatness is out there for everybody. It's a choice, it's up to you. Don't undervalue yourself. If you're undervaluing yourself, then it's time to stop doing that. It's time to celebrate yourself and celebrate others as well. And find the people around you that champion you, that support you. Do things that are helpful. Listen to, I don't know, podcasts, great speakers, take courses. Do things that help you to be more believing of your capabilities. So, what action can you take? What practical action steps can you take? Because, as I said, confidence is a mindset. If you're stuck in, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm not very good at, if you keep repeating those patterns of behavior, you are never going to change anything. You're never going to get confident. So, it's important for you to find something you want to change if there is, and maybe you're all here wonderfully confident, but if not, what do you want to be more confident with? I'd love you to just pop what you want to be more confident with in the chat box. in 1 or 2 words, don't make it a long sentence, just 1 or 2 words. If you had all the confidence in the world, what would it be? What do you want to be more confident with? Is it something that you want to be a creator? You want to draw? You want to write? Is it public speaking? Is it a new job you want to do? What would you want to be more confident with? Just share that with me, please. I'll try. There's a lot of things in the chat box, but I'll just look at what's coming that's new. Myself. Sarah, what does that mean, myself? What does it look like? Be specific. If you were more confident, what would you do? Public speaking. What is it that you fear about public speaking? What do you need to do? Are you taking action steps? Hi, Angelique. I know you are. Angelique's a great example of public speaking. What does myself mean? In my abilities. Yeah, but what specifically do you want to do? Because, you know, if you choose one specific thing, Sarah, because if you say, I want to be more confident, what does that mean to you? What would you look like if you were more confident? So maybe pick one thing that you want to do better, you want to be more confident in, you want to lift yourself up. What is that one thing? Those who want to speak another language, what are you doing about that? Are you practicing every day, or are you just dreaming of it? Are you taking the action? So I just went through those, just a few of those, you know, dealing with rejection, fear of failure. So rejection is just a fear of failure. If you look at failure as just another outcome, it will take the power from it. When you fail something, it didn't work out how you wanted it to, but you still have a result. You can then choose what you do with that result. So that's just a different way. I've put a different spin on some of the things that you're saying there. But what is blocking you? How are you blocking yourself? So if you want to be a public speaker, what do you need to do? Do you need to practice, or do you need to just sit there looking at other great public speakers but not taking action yourself? If you want to speak another language, do you need to practice speaking the other language? Do you need to find someone else that speaks that language so you can exercise with them? Do you need to take a course? What action do you need to take? How important is it for you? These are all the types of questions that are important for your self-talk. So get out of your own way and start figuring out what it is that you need to do to take action. If you are of sound mind, you can take action to start changing what it is that you want to do. And for those of you who are doing that, I celebrate you. Please keep doing that good work. So confidence comes from action. Lots of people say, I'll do it when I feel more confident. Well, in actual fact, you will feel more confident when you do it. When I first started speaking, I used to do training in my old roles at work, which meant really nothing to me. But when I started speaking to people in public, I was like, who am I to share what I know? So I was an okay speaker, but I wasn't that good. And this was many years ago. So what did I do? I practiced. I put myself out there. I feared the rejection, but I got on with it. I didn't really fear the rejection. I just knew that if I didn't practice, I wouldn't become better. So say yes to the opportunities and work out how to later. Stop hiding behind, I can't do it yet, I'm not sure, you know, because all the time you're thinking about it means you're not doing something. Leave the self-doubt for others, focus on yourself and find your way to take action. This is a table I put together, and if anyone's been on any of my other sessions, you'll see this table comes up quite often. This is a different way to look at things. I can't. That just means I don't know how to yet. If you want to, you can find the way to move it from I can't to I can, I have done, I will, I am doing. Those language helps you move forward. It's just, again, the way of thinking. I could never. I've learned new things before. What if I fail? I'm determined to succeed. That's just a different translation to speaking to yourself and what you're capable of, your abilities. So that's really, really important for you to start thinking about the language you use on yourself, that self-talk, that tells you I'm a failure, I can't do it. And the other thing is, we're here together, for instance, on Women's Day. There's so many people here. This community is huge. Find someone that can help you. Speak to them. Maybe you could do it together. We often think we have to do things on our own. Ask for some help from someone. Ask for some help in the community. It will be amazing for you to grow together. Labels are another way of that self-talk. People stick labels on themselves. You know, when you're growing up, people say, oh, you're clumsy, or you're stupid, or you're not very clever. And unfortunately, sometimes adults tell children these things and they stick in our head. So be careful of the labels you own. Be careful of the labels that someone has placed on you that you've now taken ownership of. Be careful of the labels that you place on yourself, because they stick and you start acting them out, and it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say, I'm not a very good public speaker, and you keep saying, I'm not a very good public speaker, then guess what you're going to get? You're going to be not a very good public speaker. I'm not very good at French. I'm not very good at French. I'm not very good at French. Guess what? You're not going to be very good at French. If you keep saying the same thing, those labels, they stick and you will carry on. So start changing that narrative, change that story, change the label. So what label have you placed on yourself that's holding you back? That's a question for you to think about. Have you placed a label on yourself that is holding you back? You've become so fearful of it, fearful of the label. Fear is attached to the label, that you're not doing what you need to do. You know, we're all put here in life for a reason. We all have something to fulfill in life. If you have the label on you that's stopping you from fulfilling what you're here for, then you'll never get there. So take the label off, cut it off like a new dress or a new pair of trousers or new shoes, whatever. Cut off the label and just go and do you. It's very important to do yourself. I'm going to skip through some of these, but boundaries are really important. Set your boundaries. Say no when you need to or you want to. Release any fear of missing out, and don't be a people pleaser. People please yourself. Stop people pleasing other people. And if you need to do work for someone, create agreements and set expectations. Make sure your boundaries are strong. Make sure you're strong in yourself. These will help you to be more confident. How long do I have? I've been speaking for 15 minutes. Use your imagination to focus on what you want. Again, the labels, if you cut off the labels and you stay focused on what you want, I want to be an amazing public speaker. Who do I need to speak to? What classes do I need to go to? Focus on what you want. Focus on what excites you. Don't focus on what you don't want, because that's what you'll get. The labels, the fear, that's what you'll keep getting. So focus on what you want. What's beyond your comfort zone? How can you step out of your comfort zone? Because if you're sitting in your comfort zone saying, I want to be a great creator, I want to be an author, I want to write, I want to speak, I want to be a coach, I want to get a new job, I want to be promoted, you will have to step out of your comfort zone. You'll have to take action that doesn't allow you to be comfortable all the time. Growing pains, I call them. If you've got ambition to do something differently, there is a level of growing pains that you'll have to go through to get to where you want to go. I wanted to have my own business. I had wanted my own business for so long. I couldn't think about anything else until I woke up one day and I said, this is the day. Today is the day I'm going to do what I need to do. And I was brave enough to start taking action. I retrained and I set the wheels in motion to run my own business. And it's the best thing I've ever done. So what's behind your comfort zone? Take action. It's not enough to think about it. You must be strong enough to take action. If you're fearing something and you're just thinking about it, nothing's going to happen. So you've got to put it into practice and take action. This is the bike, the penny farthing. When it came out, I think in the 1900s or late 1800s, everybody looked at this thing and thought it was impossible to ride. You can't just keep looking at it. Somehow you've got to practice and make it work. So that's really, really important. So what do you want to change? What do you want to change to help you thrive? I know we're in the middle of a global pandemic. I get that, but you're still alive. You have mental capacity. What do you want to change to help you thrive? What is it that you need to do? Be specific and then take some action. What will be your first step? What will you do today or tomorrow? What will be your first step towards that thriving that you want to do? I'm going to wrap up now. I'm Rosemary Wilson. You all know where I am. I'm also the consort of the London Inspired Women's Group and the London Londoners of all nations. So if you want to come into the group, you want to hear me speak again, you're welcome to join me. So I'm just going to open up for a few questions maybe. If you can't ask the question now, there will be a Meet the Speaker box. As I keep saying, Meet the Speaker box or room. I won't be in a box. There'll be a room that you can join me and ask me anything that you need to. I can give you personal attention. Okay, that was a really whistle-stop tour of being more confident. And thank you very much for joining me. And I will hand back to our wonderful host, Carmen, to continue with these wonderful International Women's Day celebrations.